news regarding the State Bank of India's latest notification for probationary officers. 2000 vacancies are announced by State Bank of India, and the application can be submitted from November 14 to December 4. I request all of you to make the application, send the application as quickly as possible. Do not wait till the last moment, because it is very important that you apply early so as to avoid the data congestion. Good afternoon all. Good afternoon all of my students. Welcome to the program. I expect all of you to do the daily GA very promptly. Every day you have to do. I am not happy with the number of people who are attempting the GA. Do the GA on a daily basis itself. Do not accumulate things. There is no single way by which you can improve your general awareness. I am giving you daily general awareness notes, quizzes. I am giving you weekly tests and notes. All those things must be read, and that is the way out. Starting with November 18 Wednesday, we are starting continuous live sessions on other topics too, meaning from this Monday onwards, the newspaper analysis will be continued at 12 o'clock every day except Sundays, and that is available to all, while the prelims focus classes, live classes on maths, reasoning and English would be available only to ICDians, meaning those who have joined the course. That is available at 3 o'clock every day. In fact, through the mobile application, there was a printing mistake. I said that the time was 4 o'clock, rather I correct it as 3 p.m. The sessions would start at 3 p.m. So ensure that all of you work with anticipate the program and attend the program. So let us begin. This has been the major news of the Hindu dated November 14. Air pollution cold a lethal pair for COVID-19 patients, say the doctors. Air pollution cold a lethal pair for COVID-19 patients, say doctors. Listen, from September 20 onwards, at the national level, the COVID has been, the downward curve has started in India. The test positivity level is coming down. That is a very heartening fact. Also, the number of patients, current patients is also coming down. New reports of new diseases, new infections, the reports of new infections are also coming down. These are all positive things. But starting the winter and high air pollution during the winter time in the north, especially winter is very heavy winter, and also during that time the pollution level also goes up. The particulate matter in the air will go up. So these things will increase the infections. That is what the doctor's apprehension. Anyway, that is what the news has said. It can become in tandem. Cold and air pollution can work in tandem and can become devastating. Okay, let us see. 6 civilians among 11 dead in Pakistan firing across LOC. Yes, now we are facing problems from both the ends, from the western part of India, from Pakistan, and eastern part of India, China. So we have to keep our powder dry. These are unfortunate incidents that we are not able to have peace from our borders, both Pakistan and China are instigating troubles in our border. A few Jawans lost their lives, a few others were injured along the line of control along the Kashmir border. US networks call Arizona for Biden, but Trump still defend. Listen, in US elections we do not know what exactly is going to happen. Donald Trump has been defend all the time, even though the popular victory is for Biden. Unfortunately, we have a defend president at the White House. He says that he will not accept victory, though he has to finally, and he said that he would move the court. So whether he will move the court or whether he will try to obstruct the transition of authority is something that the globe is watching very curiously. Here in this instant case, Arizona, in Arizona, Joe Biden won the election, but Trump is still defend. Arizona's victory has been the last nail on the coffin of the hopes of Republicans, but anyway we have to wait what is going to happen. Kunal Kamra refuses to apologize, retract tweets. Listen, in the last class of mine I said that Attorney General of India, Mr. 𝐃𝐿 said that he would clear the contempt of court case against the comedian Kunal Kamra. He was in one of his tweets he said that the Supreme Court's decision to give interim bail to Republican channel chief Arnab Goswami, he criticized, saying that my view has not changed because the silence of the Supreme Court of India on matters of others' personal liberty cannot go uncriticized. I don't intend to retract my tweets or apologize for them. This was the original tweet of Mr. Kunal Kamra, and the court has found certain contempt in this particular thing. We know that if a contempt of court proceedings is to get initiated in the Supreme Court, it has to get clearance from the highest law officer of the country, the Attorney General. Attorney General Mr. 𝐾𝐿 had said that he would clear, and the court, it is up to the court to continue with the proceedings. But anyway, Kunal Kamra has said that he would not apologize for the tweet or retract his tweet. So an issue has started, and how it will blossom is something that we have to wait for, and please ensure that you follow the news item. The next is the latest stimulus package takes into account the jobs crisis in both urban and rural India. Listen, this was a beautiful article. We know that the government of India announced a new stimulus package. In the stimulus package, the government gave a lot of concessions to industries that would accept new employees. Their entire EPFO liability will be taken up by the government, but, and that is what is said as a heartening stuff as per the Hindu. The most heartening aspect of this centre's latest announcement to spur the economy, a package worth 2.65 lakh crore, is the implied realization that economy is not yet out of the woods. Listen, the Hindu has given some encouraging words to the government, and the most encouraging aspect as per Hindu is that the government has finally recognized that we are still having economic problems thanks to lockdown. The government has always been saying that we are we have actually come out of the so called recession. Government was relying heavily on the 2 continuous months GST growth. In September we made a GST growth of 4%, and in October, for the first time in this financial year, we crossed 1 lakh crore in GST collection. This gave hope to the government, but economists said that it was a bit too early to cheer too much about. So anyway, the government has realized that there are issues, and that requires some degree of rectification. That is what the Hindu says. The job creation, the package has taken cognizance of India's job crisis and seeks to resuscitate the construction sector, the largest job creator, bodes well, the Hindu editorial says. And the pushing urban housing projects, introducing tax soaps to help primary sales of unsold units up to 2 crore. These are all going to help the realty sector. We discussed in detail about the financial package on Saturday. So the Hindu rightly says that these packages are going to help the country. Okay. Next is content tracking. This was a second editorial by the Hindu. The Hindu was referring to the recent governmental decision to regulate the over the top digital content, over the top media, the digital content in India. So far all these digital content contents have not been regulated in India. There was no regulator. Last week the government decided to make the Information and Broadcasting Ministry as the so called regulator to check the digital content in India. The regulation is necessary. Regulation is necessary but not censoring. That is what the Hindu says. Regulation is necessary because, take the case of all the movies here, every movie that we watch on theatre is censored by the Central Film Certification Bureau, Central Bureau of Film Certification. But the movies that are uploaded through the Amazon Prime or Hotstar, there is no censoring at all, there is no pre-censoring at all. So some degree of regulation is necessary, but Hindu wants that censoring should not happen under the guise of regulation. So that is bad for democracy, that is bad for free press. Anyway, what is going to happen in the days to come is something that we have to be very careful about. Read. Look, this is my pick of the question for all for your examination. Very important. It has got many. It contains many questions. Look, the World Health Organization will set up Global Center for Traditional Medicines in India. Very important. Very important. It will come for your examination. Director General of WHO has said that Prime Minister Modi dedicated 2 future ready Ayurveda institutions in Jaipur and Jamnagar, very important, on the occasion of the 5th Ayurveda Day. Ayurveda Day is celebrated on November 13. So the Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, ITRA, Jamnagar, Gujarat, important question. It will come. Prime Minister has announced it will come. It is in the cynosure of all eyes. For future exams, it is a regular, it is going to be a question. The Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, ITRA, Jamnagar, and the National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur. These are 2 premier Ayurveda institutions in India. The Jamnagar Institute, that is the Institute of Teaching and Research in India, ITRA, has been conferred the status of Institution of National Importance. That is important. INI, Institute of National Importance, by an Act of Parliament. And the other institute, the Rajasthan based, Jaipur based institute, has been given the status of deemed to be university, de novo category by UGC. So, these two institutions are going to be very, very important, very important information. Please make sure that you take note of it, and the Ayurveda Day, November 13, again it is very important. So, you must not go without looking at this. It is very important. It will come for your examination. Jot down. I think I gave it in my yesterday's general awareness notes. Make sure that you please read and note down. Expansionism policy of a few nations needs mature response, says the President. He was addressing the National Defence College 60th course. National Defence College is in Delhi. We discussed it once, and it will come because its jubilee was inaugurated by none other than the Prime Minister. Now, President of India is addressing the valedictory session of the 60th course of National Defence College, and he was referring to, he is obviously referring to the expansionist tendencies of China. China, we know that it is a very big country, has got history of expansionism. It has expanded its territory, but China still a few centuries behind as far as this trait is concerned. Now, China has made claims on Indian territories too. We know that, I told you a few times before also, that China officially made claims on, or did not accept, 3 parts of India: 1 a few provinces of Ladakh, 2 Sikkim, and 3 Arunachal Pradesh. It was only of late, hardly within 10 years, that finally China accepted Sikkim as a sovereign territory of India, but still China makes claims on Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh. We know the skirmishes between the armies 2 years ago in Doklam in Arunachal Pradesh, and recently 20 soldiers, India lost 20 soldiers in Ladakh, where these armies were face to face. So, that expansionist tendency is something that President refers to. He says that it can be, we cannot as a modern nation recklessly respond to these sort of tendencies, rather we got to have we have to show mature response to such things. Anyway, please read. Very important question, another pick of the day: Surat sets up housing project for migrants. We know that what was the plight of migrant workers during the COVID times. We realized that there is no so called job security in India. We could find people moving from one place to the other, to the south, to the north and east, people were going, and we found all the problems that they faced. So, the government all of a sudden announced a few schemes. The affordable rental housing complex air chassis scheme under the Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana PMAU. This was announced by the Finance Minister on May 14, and Surat has set up the first housing project for migrants. This is a housing project on rental basis for migrant workers. 393 one-bedroom flats are finalized. So, Surat is going to be the first city to take up a project, finalize a project under the affordable renting house scheme for migrant workers, as announced by the Finance Minister on May 14. Very important question. What is the scheme? The affordable rental housing, scheme, housing complex ARHC scheme under Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So, very important. Which is the city? Surat. No evidence of voter fraud, poll officials. This has reference to American elections. Republican candidate Donald Trump, the incumbent, the present president, lost his elections, though he is still defiant and he does not accept his defeat, and he was making the charge that there was nationwide vote rigging, but the election officials finally and officially said that there is no evidence for any kind of voter fraud in this year's elections. So, doors are finally closing down behind Donald Trump. Aung San Suu Kyi's party wins absolute majority. National League of Democracies is a party. This is also a sure shot for upcoming examination. India's neighbor, a democratic country, so we are also a democracy. So anything that is happening in other democracies must be of importance to us, or is of importance to us, and must be of something that should be taken down and noted down seriously by students who prepare for competitive examinations. Aung San Suu Kyi's National League of Democracy has won absolute majority, 346 seats in a 412 parliament, with 64 more yet to be released. So very important question, very important question. In fact, the same elections were when the previous elections were conducted, the questions came for examination. Sensex Nifty log gains for a second week buoyed by banks. So what is this Sensex and Nifty? Every stock exchange has got an index. Sensex is the index of the BSE, the Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE, the older stock exchange in India, and Nifty is the index of National Stock Exchange, the newer and the completely digital stock exchange of India. So Sensex and Nifty log gains on a second week buoyed by banks. Look, all of a sudden banks have started showing profit. So when banks show profit, when a company shows profit, there will be an urge for investors to buy the shares of those companies. So slowly the stock value will go up. I shall tell you once again, when a company makes profit, many people will be interested to buy the stock of those companies, shares of those companies. So when demand goes up, prices go up. So when demand for shares goes up, the price of shares also goes up. So banks have come out with their first quarter result recently. Most of the banks have made profit. So naturally investors would show interest in the shares of banks, and investment will start chasing bank shares. So bank share value goes up, and bank share value hike has actually pushed the share prices. That is the essence of this news. Please read. In fact, I told you many times even before that Sensex and Nifty, or the share market performance, is not a true barometer of India's economic performance, because out of the total investment in India, a very small amount is going to the stock exchange. So it is not a true barometer of India's economic performance. India is a different country, a bigger country. So but still investors have got interest in Sensex and Nifty, how the Nifty and Sensex are doing well. All these things are watched with curiosity by investors. PLI scheme to benefit auto industry over 2025 period. We know about a production linked incentive scheme which the government announced last day. Fitch is a credit rating agency. Fitch says that Fitch Solutions Country Risk and Industry Research, Fitch, we know about, I told you about different credit rating agency, CRISIL, Fitch, Moody's, Standard and Poor, these are all different credit rating agencies. Fitch says that the PLI scheme is going to help automobile industry for 2020-25 period. Let us see what is going to happen. We know that even before COVID, the automobile industry had been facing the peril. There was a demand crisis, and the COVID lockdown actually added fuel to fire. So they were really in trouble. But now, thanks to the festival season, there is a small surge in, or it's just picking up. Sales to dealers, companies' sales to dealers are picking up. So whether people are going to buy is going to sustain the real production. We have to wait and see what is happening. Anyway, the Fitch says that the PLI scheme is going to help the industry. Thank you very much for watching the video. I told you that on November 18 Wednesday we are going to have live sessions, and the live sessions will be at 3 o'clock. 12 o'clock live session is open to all, while the 3 o'clock session on math, English and reasoning sessions are limited to our students. So I request all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we shall be trying to help you all in the way we can. Please make sure that all of you study with a strong heart. Exams are coming, nearly 6,000 vacancies for probation officers, and the upcoming clerical exam is also a big chance to us. The sessions that we are going to have, the live sessions that we are going to have will be specifically for the prelims. Make sure that you see watch all the videos, the uploaded videos to you in the mobile app, and if only you go through the videos and understand, that you will get the best benefit of the live sessions. Once again,